I give all my love to Oakland. If I'm going to claim somewhere, I'm going to claim Oakland.
Alright. Okay, hi everybody. Let me turn this down a little bit on my side because this is loud. Okay. Hi. I'm feeling very superhero-ish today. By the way, y'all, back in the 2010s, I think it was, the company that made Underoos decided to do a revival of Underoos, and they made adult size ones. So I'm wearing the top to my Underoos today. I'd wear the bottoms, but they are, surprisingly, a little too big for me. So I really need to take those in. But anyway, these are the Underoos I had as a kid. Yeah, I was Wonder Woman. Wear red more often. Okay, Serena. Cheers. But yeah, if you were an older millennial or Gen Xer, you definitely remember Underoos. And I was the type of kid who always wanted to show off my Underoos. So I had to be given very explicit instructions to not do that. But you know, when you're 10, you're not really, no clue about Underoos. OMG! Oh, let me tell you about Underoos. So, hold on, let me pause this for a second. So Underoos were basically like, okay, so in the 80s we had those nasty, smelly plastic costumes at Halloween, and they really did smell. I'm just saying. So you couldn't wear those 24/7. Couldn't really even wear them past Halloween because you bend over wrong, they'd rip. Not cute. So instead, a kids underwear company decided that they were going to make Underoos. And so, let me see. Let me see if I can find the girl one. I mean, the boys are cool and all. Girls, man. Ha ha! Found it. Okay, 34 seconds. What is the ruse? Like, I'm not sure what the ruse part of Underoos is. That's a very good question. I don't know. I'll have to look. But maybe they just sounded cool that way because nobody wants to wear underwear. Everybody wants to wear Underoos. Yeah. Okay, anyways, let me see. Is this gonna play? I don't see anything. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, okay. We got this. We got this. Okay, so now Control Alt Tab. Let's make screen. Y'all are gonna get to watch an Underoos commercial. Here. We turn this on here. go here. Okay, let's see if y'all can see that. Oh, you can see it. Yes, you can. Okay, move this over a little bit. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. You can actually see me. All right. Okay, let's watch us an Underoos commercial. They were great to sleep in, though. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, let me see if I can find another one. Because, Underoos. That was the 1978 version. The Fruit of the Looms, they tried to do the Underoos thing, and it just, it was just, Okay. So we had a couple of girls, girl type Underoos. I'm gonna give you another a boy one. Because of course we are.
Underoos, look out of sight. Superman! All of us were all good guys. You can pick your favorite if you try. Yes, you can. Underwear is fun to wear. It's true when it's you and your under. Wow, now there's the Dukes from the Dukes of Hazzard. Paul, Luke, and General Lee. It's true. Are cool on your underwear.
Oh, the Dukes of Hazzard Underoos, man. I'm dead. That did not age well. Sarita. Hey, Clausy. But yes, now you know about Underoos. You probably wish that you hadn't asked the question, but now you know about Underoos. Television is indeed weird. Cheers, y'all. To Underoos. Okay. Let me stop. All right. Let me get back to the music, y'all. I'm sorry. I just had to play it. Anyway. See. Where were we? Here we go. Wow. That's a lot of money. Whew. Not cool, man. Not cool. Okay, so we have some bulgogi here. This came from Costco. We ate half of it already. But yes, bulgogi is amazing. But JD did not want me to make the entire container. Did you know, Costco, it's meant to feed a ton of people. That's not okay, Quasi. Yeah, definitely not okay. So I'm gonna defrost this. Oh, what I do with the lid, it's right here. I'm smart. So we're gonna put that there for now. We're gonna get this pot because we're gonna need that in a minute. Take our little microwave lid here. There. And defrost. I'm gonna say this is about a pound of meat. Almost stepped on my chair the wrong way, y'all. Okay, so now what we need to do, we're gonna do some rice, we're gonna do some green beans, and we're gonna do some spinach. Right, Clausy, that's wild. That makes no sense. Claw, have you considered work from home stuff? I mean, if you could find it, would you do it? Because that might work better for you. Okay, I am going to start cutting up some onion and some garlic. Yeah, I feel you on that, Clausy. I absolutely feel you on that. Same problem over here in the US. There aren't that many. There's that. Okay, that's a problem. Yeah, for me, it's mostly, yeah, you got experience. Yeah, you've got a history. We just don't feel like hiring you. Which is trash, but I digress. Hmm. Oh, okay, how's it going with the gluten-free foods? Okay, so just one more half an onion. Y'all, Wednesday is coming back. I believe it's in August. Yeah, there's no gluten-free tax here in the US. However, that really doesn't mean anything because gluten-free stuff is still expensive. So let me show you. Hello, Mimi. How are you doing? I'm hoping, Clausy, I am hoping. It's about time that they were able to reverse that terrible, terrible mistake. So, you may have seen me hold this up before. This is some expensive cereal, let me tell you. This is $6 a bag. But it's gluten-free and diabetic friendly, and it actually tastes good. Okay, to be honest, it's not as sweet as I'm used to, but I'm an American, so I expect all my cereals to be overly sweet. But for people, you know, with normal taste buds, it's actually pretty good. I'm sorry, Mimi. That sucks. Yeah. Brexit was, it was like, stop trying to make Brexit happen. And Brexit happened. Let me see. Oh, you know what helps when you're like trying to cook rice in a rice cooker? If you plug it in. What an amazing concept. You know, I have never seen Mean Girls. I really need to make this happen. There's so many movies I haven't seen. The movie night, yes. Really? Okay, so Brexit was a good thing for y'all. Wait, explain it to me? Flossie, I'm confused. Was it good or not? Hello, Wolfie, how are you? Serena, you're reminding me. Oh, Brexit was bad. Okay, okay. I wanted to be sure I understood. All right. Serena, you're reminding me of one of my students when I was a resident assistant at San Francisco State. She was obsessed with Clueless. Told her I'd never seen the movie. She grabs me by the wrist, drags me into her room, and we sit down and we watched the entire movie together. Start to finish, whole thing. Wow. That's what happened to you too? Dang, Claw. I didn't know that. Okay. So now we have a little bit more space to work with. And I do believe our meat has defrosted. Perfect. How about this over here for now? Oh no. Oh no. That sucks. Wow. I am so sorry, Mimi. I'm guessing you're gonna try and glue it back together, or I've got the good stuff in my fridge if you need it. Like, hold on. So if you need some Gorilla glue, I got you. I got you right here in my fridge. I got you. Wow, that's gonna be. That's hilarious, Sarita. I love that. Sometimes that is how you know you have bonded with someone. When they're just like, look, you are gonna experience this thing that totally changed my life right now. Yes, I hope so too, Clausy. Don't do what we did. Please don't do that. Okay. So now that the meat has been defrosted, we're gonna whip out our frozen veggies. Thank you, Claw. Okay, then you can see and hear me. Good. It's all that matters. All right, so we got some water boiling. Gonna be for our green beans. I'm gonna saute some onions. Oh, I did say I was gonna. There. Got my garlic. All right. But like I was saying way earlier, I'm excited. Wednesday is coming out, season 2. I want to watch it. We don't have Netflix anymore, though. So I'm going to have to think of something else. I might have some options, but they gave you 7 ads. Jeez Louise. I might have a way to watch it, which would be freaking awesome. Grab that bag. Got my first paycheck for the proofreading, the book proofreading that I did. The $1,000 check, y'all. I know, right? A whole other 13 cents. What? And I looked at that check and I was like, I could totally pay bills right now. I could go get a bag of hickory smoke chips that I could use in my smoker. And then I remembered, make a music video. Ha! Cash it and have it all in ones. And then I realized that I've been trying to get surgery on my hands again ever since I lost my job last May. Yes, it's been a year. Make it rain. Walking in like a 90s rap video. Oh. Oh, a bakery called Knot. What do they serve? I'm guessing it's gluten-free. Too soon, I know, right? But yeah, I need to get the surgery done, so I'm holding on to the check. Called my hospital. And I said, okay, I want to get the surgery done. I've had it done before. It's not here. How much is it going to cost me? And the lady was able to give me a quote over the phone. I was so excited. So, with my insurance and copay, just the insurance. My portion is roughly 3%, no, 10% of the full cost of the surgery. Oh, don't. Cheese shouldn't even be an issue, Claw. I'm very confused. Cheese has gluten? What? So my cost for the surgery would be about $1,000, like $1,300, which isn't bad considering. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay, I was gonna say what. So if I have that check and I hold on to it, I can probably. Okay, so Serena, you were here way back when I had, or you might have missed it. This might have been while you were gone. Okay. So way back when, about a year and a half ago, or more than that, a little more than that, maybe 2 years ago, when I got my job that I recently got let go of, and really, really good health insurance, I started developing carpal tunnel syndrome. First, it was in my wrists, so I was having issues with my wrists. Then, my fingers started acting up, so I basically had claw hands. It was bad. So, I was talking to my doctor at the time, and I was explaining my system. Pretty much screaming goat moment. Yes, the wrist thing. That was one of the 3, 4 surgeries I've had. I've lost track. So yeah, this hand is starting to act up, or this hand is starting to act up again. This time it's my ring finger. I can't even wear my wedding band. So it is time to go under the knife again. And if I hold on to this check, I might actually be able to get it done. You know, according to my doctor, the one who did the last 3 surgeries, it is simply a matter of being diabetic. Because, diabetes, even if you have it under, reasonably good control, can still cause issues. So, lucky me, I was born with it. It's not Maybelline. Anyway. And here's the other thing. I know it's hereditary because my mom, when I was younger, used to scold me about my wrists. She hated it when I would pick up heavy things, like with a handle or whatever, and she would scold me about my wrists. Sure enough, I started having problems with my wrists because I had carpal tunnel. Interesting. I don't think I have, Clausy. I'll have to ask about that. The first doctor who did that surgery, she went in and she told me later that the nerves and muscles in my wrist were very tightly bundled together. Very tightly. So she went out and did what she had to do to give me more space. And when she did that, symptoms went away. No problem. I can, you've seen me do it. I can pick up my cast iron skillet with one hand and, I remember being so excited because I couldn't really bend my fingers properly before it. And when my doctor asked me, so how's your, no, I'm wrong. So I could pick up things. And then my thumb started having issues. And you can pretty much deal with almost any of your fingers not cooperating, but your thumb is kind of important. And got surgery on that. Different doctor. Came into the office about 6 weeks later. He's like, so how's your thumb? I'm like, I can do a thumbs up. I can do an okay symbol. I can do a thumbs down. I can make it a number 4. And he just cracked up. I was so excited. Oh, y'all, with the Twitch user voice thing over there, just a heads up. We need y'all to say something as far as Twitch user voice is concerned. They have changed the food and drink logo to some sort of weirdo 1950s retro mess. I don't know why they did that. We were just fine with the image that we had. So say something, please. Go to Twitch user voice and say something. I don't know where it came from. I really don't. Where's the new logo? If you go to Twitch categories and you search for food and drink, you'll be able to see it. What was I? Oh. Yeah. Why? Why would they do that? Why would you give us a picture of celery aspic? I'm just here. Hello, Skip. How are you? Don't mind me. I'm just ranting about the new, good evening indeed. I'm just ranting about the new food and drink image on Twitch. You'll like it. I love it. hmm This was around our time or a little before our time, and it was probably just before your time, Clausy. Once upon a time, you know how we have Jello. Serena will know what I'm talking about. And how Jello comes in different flavors. You've got all these fruit flavors, right? And you still have clear Jello, which is just gelatine. So back in the 70s and early 80s, before that, maybe 50s, 60s even, they had Jello in vegetable flavors. There was tomato Jello, there was celery flavored Jello, and there were a few more. Now, thank God, those are no longer a thing. I remember helping my mom clean out her pantry at one point, and I found a couple boxes of celery jello. I was very disturbed. But yeah, it existed. Okay, still waiting for our water to boil. I'm probably gonna need, oh, you know what? Once the green beans have cooked, I'm gonna use this skillet for the bulgogi. Oh, it's a happy image. Oh, they're good dots for you. I bet you have a picture of SpaghettiOs and hot dogs in aspic somewhere, don't you, Serena? I'm scared. What? We're just gonna do this because this is causing drama. Do not need drama. You feel better now? Good. I'm glad to hear it. Y'all, I went on a shopping spree in the last couple of days. I'm almost kind of regretting it now because I'm running out of money, but that's all right. There'll be more in my account soon enough. Still can't pay rent, but there will be money in my account. Yes, so that's why I said, Serena, you probably have a picture of hot dogs and SpaghettiOs in aspic somewhere. But yes, yes it is. Rice noodles are your friend, Clausy. Mm-hmm. Pho is amazing. And Vietnamese food is amazing. JD and I, this is one of the reasons why we cook a lot of Asian food, because there are usually a lot of vegetables involved. Case in point. You remember one with lettuce and olives? Bleh. That thing. L. You know, there's something to be said for being creative, and then there's something to be said for knowing your limits. Why? Why would you do that? What did that lettuce ever do to you? That's what I want to know. Okay. So now, I had a skimmer. I just put the skimmer away. You know what? It won't matter because we're draining this water anyhow. And what does it... Should have read the instructions. What does it say about how long? Eat gently for 6 to 7 minutes. Okay. But 20. Have adult only 2 soups. Now, here's my question, Keith. If you're serving adult only soups at Pho 20, your restaurant, do you get a side of cannabis on your plate of holy basil and onions and mint? That's what I want to know. Like, does it go in the soup, or do you get it as a side for you to add? I'm very curious. I'm pretty sure your cooking teacher would probably twitch a little bit, but probably wouldn't freak out, because hopefully she learned a little bit about that in food history. So, yeah. Both, but just leaves on the side. I got it. A little bit in the soup, maybe in the broth. Drain it out. Have some just straight leaves on the side. There you go. It's a good garnish, right? I feel you. Welcome in, by the way. Yes, they probably would. You just really have to control, the portion sizes. The chef is a really bad parody of Chef Boyardee. I would not be surprised. Also, Skip, I apologize for not saying hello to you. Did I say hello to you? I don't remember if I said hello. By the way, y'all, I don't know if y'all know this, but Chef Boyardee was actually a real person. His name was Chef Boyardee. Boyardee. Gluten-free cheese with coconut. Yeah, I could see how that would be a problem. Ew, nasty. That does sound kind of gross. Not feeling it. Oh, it smells bad too? Dang. Cannot win. Okay, I'm just doing more prep here. Or cleaning up as I go, as I wait for things. I am indeed, Sevens. You are 100% correct. In fact, before I started streaming, was writing my sermon for next week. I will be in San Jose. And what was the other thing? Twice this month, I ended up preaching at 2 churches. Started in Walnut Creek and had to haul my butt down to San Jose. But I made it, and I wasn't late. Yes, you got it. You nailed it. I did say hello. Okay, good. I know, right, Skip? Ew, spoiled eggs with milk. Ew. Okay. Yeah, you might need to find some better cheese. Flozzy, I have heard, I don't know if you know about this or if it's true, that dry cheeses are best for folks with lactose issues. These days, Claw, I'd be very skeptical about that, and I say that because there are so many denominations and so many. You really have to know your church. Oh my God. Okay, y'all. I'm waiting. This is the alert for this is going to go off any minute. I seem to have found myself a new mentor. This lady was a pastor at the church where I was for years, like 20 some odd years she was at that church. And she really wanted to help me because she knew I was new and all that stuff. I'm like, look, this lady has been preaching longer than I've been alive. So I'm going to shut up and take some advice from her. And one of the first things she told me was, I can tell you haven't found your voice yet. Never mind the fact that I taught for 2 years. Never mind the fact that I won awards for my public speaking. Never mind the fact that I don't preach like a standard American Baptist. No, I'm not even going to say American. No, I'll say it. American/Baptist preacher with roots from the South. But I haven't found my voice. I'm just sitting here smiling and nodding. Oh, okay. Thanks, ma'am. I'm going to be respectful because, again, you have a ton of experience that I don't. However, I don't think you're quite accurate on this one. But I'm not going to be rude and I'm going to nod and smile and shut up. And back to my point about knowing your church. If a church is interactive, you're going to get a different response than if a church is quiet. And, a quiet church may or may not mean that you're doing it right. And it's fine. I'm going to be preaching at a very interactive church in a couple months. So this is going to be different. Sevens, it's going to be similar to my experience at your church. So yeah, I'm trying not to panic. Who, me? I don't know what you're talking about. That's fair. That's fair, Serena. Thank you. Thank you, Sevens. I noticed that the reception kind of died down, but I did preach more than once. And I was preaching according to how I was being taught, as opposed to how I felt. So that, yeah, that would definitely affect things. I'm really actually kind of surprised that you remember that. I could see that too, Skip. Indeed, yes. And the only thing that makes me nervous about having this lady as my mentor is that I know I'm going to have to change my preaching style. I am somewhat uncomfortable with the idea of changing my preaching style. You know. Totally, Serena. Yes, exactly. I have to change because there is, and it's with all teachers, and I get it. And if you're a mentor, you're trying to guide the person in a certain direction. That's the whole point. So she is attempting to guide me in a certain direction. There are certain things that I will need to change in order to go in that direction. So, I mean, same thing with my instructor in seminary. Same thing with my home church in Berkeley with, my pastor who's trying to help me out. I had to change my preaching style each time. And one of the things I was relieved about when I graduated, when that old church shut down, was that I didn't have to change anymore. I could finally be me. And now, 5 years later, I am right back where I started. See, Serena gets it too. That's true, Skip. You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. 100% you are correct. And with one of the reasons why I try really hard not to fight things like that is because in the process, I am hoping to learn something that I can apply. And my friend has told me, well, yeah, you've changed your preaching style quite a bit since. And I'm like, no, I haven't. Are we doing pride noodles again? I have to think about it. I might try to do something that's a little, less labor intensive, like a cake or something. I don't know. We need to bring back the pride noodles. I'll consider it, Clausy. I'll consider it. Nuance and depth. That's what I need to remember, Serena. You are correct. Take what's helpful, leave the rest. Yeah, I'll just say this, Sevens. It's felt like I had to leave 90% of it behind. But I will say, at least, the class, the background and the information that I got about certain books and about how to do my research and that sort of thing has been extremely helpful. That much I can say. The word, let's see if I can pronounce it correctly, paraclete or advocate in English is going to be central to my sermon coming up. So I had to look up the word. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I did use ChatGPT to create an outline. And I am always suspicious of any information it gives me. Always. If it tells me a word means something, I'm looking it up myself. So, looked it up, found out that there are a number of different definitions. See, Serena knows why that's extra funny. And yes, Claw, you're right. Holy food of the stream. But looked it up, found out what it meant, and I am using it in my sermon. But my point in using it is to point out how trust is a huge component of obedience. I know, right? Serena, you are so right. But trust is a big part of obedience. You will not obey someone if you do not trust them. Short, simple, to the point. I don't care if you're a kid. I don't care if you're an adult in your work environment. I don't care if you're a cat. If you do not trust the person, you're not going to do what they tell you to do. So in order to fulfill their mission, the disciples had to learn trust, and that was partly where the Holy Spirit came in. So, but the other thing is, and that fear can be as powerful as trust. That's fair. That's totally fair. You don't necessarily get the same results, but it works. What was I going to say? Also with, no. Okay, so trust is part of obedience, and that's where the Holy Spirit comes in. And I just forgot my point. Oh well. But yeah, so they had to trust that they were able to do the job, and they had to keep getting reassured. Jesus wouldn't be there anymore. So they had to rely on someone or something else. So yes, so I heard. It's either the Annabelle doll or it's those dolls in what was it called? Tales of the Hood. One of the two. But yeah, now that's what I was going to say. Now I was trying to come up with examples of how important trust is in today's society, because, you know, we can never leave anything back in biblical times. And I pointed out that in today's society, it's very easy to get tricked by misinformation. It's everywhere, which makes, in turn, it makes us suspicious of everything and everybody. We can't even, you know, here in the US, we can't even trust the CDC anymore because a lot of the pages that provided useful information have been shut down. Facebook doesn't do fact checking anymore. It's relying on users to do that now. So that makes it hard for us to fulfill our own mission of community, of building each other up, all that fun stuff. So, yeah, I agree, Clausy. But it's hard to get people to move off a platform. Ads again. Okay. Okay, rice is done, and it's gonna sit right there until I'm done. What do I do now? Okay, I got bulgogi. Vegetables can wait. We're gonna do the bulgogi next. Yes, also true, Kyberg. You are not wrong. Okay, I have leftover rice that I can reheat, so I'm not going to worry about that. Yes. Yep, 100%, Kyberg. Yeah, I think so, Serena. I think people understand the concept of parasocial relationships better than they think they do. There are people that I've met face-to-face once and liked them so much I added them to my Facebook. I don't think we've seen each other again since. And Kyberg, to be fair, a lot of social media platforms do that. So that's another thing to remember. They changed the Oreo recipe. What? Mild. Okay. So we are going to start sauteing these onions. We're going to use a little bit of regular oil. And we're going to add a little bit of sesame oil. This is going to be interesting, Claw. Okay, so now I'm probably going to need these two oils again at some point, just not right now. I know, Claw, it sucks. But yeah, so it makes it more difficult for us to fulfill our mission as people who should be helping the poor, feeding the hungry, clothing those without clothes, visiting people in prison, all of that. Just being decent, good human beings is a lot harder when there is no trust. More cocoa. Okay, well that might be good. We'll find out. And you know, Serena, I agree with you. I'm thinking maybe part of it has to do with, like you said, those connections, but also how we deal with other people. I mean, dang, there's nothing saying that it can't be the equivalent of I met this person once, we're still friends, and we pick up where we left off every time I see them. But yeah, it's a little different. I think that is how we should view it, as opposed to, okay, this person is my BFF, but I've only met them once and they're on the other side of the world. Totally. Okay. That's true. In a way, it's healthy. And I say that because depending on what you pick, the algorithms aren't going to show you stuff you don't want to see. In a way, it's a problem because of the echo chamber issue. You do not want to be overwhelmed, but you also want to stay informed, and you want to make sure you're getting the proper information. And that can be very tricky. That, Kyberg, yes. And you have a wonderful, wonderful community. Oh, yeah. I agree with you, Serena. Yep. Well, even streams with hundreds of people in them can sometimes be just an absolute mess. You can't talk to the streamer properly, and can't really have a conversation with anyone. So it's like, why are we here? Okay, let's cook some bulgogi, y'all. And you've done a really great job with that, Kyberg. It's true, though. I know that there are a couple of streamers that I hang in their chats. They've got a couple hundred people, and it's very hard to say hello. I consider myself fortunate if they notice I'm there. Yeah, you did the work. You absolutely did the work. You deserve your flowers for that. So, Clausy, you were talking about matcha. I paid like $35 for this, but I've already drunk half of it. It might be a bod get together night. I love this stuff in particular because it is not sweetened at all. It is literally matcha powder. That's it. Carb count on this is 2 grams. Carb count on the diabetic friendly stuff is like 11, which still isn't bad, but that means I only get to drink 1 cup of matcha before I have to tap out. I'm still looking at it. I'm trying to find a walkthrough of some kind so I can at least learn a little something. You know, I've been hearing that a lot lately, Serena. There's another one, American Diabetic, not association, but it's another letter. Yes, I will definitely come and play with you. And you know what? Society? Okay. Now, I will admit, I'm a little partial because when I was first diagnosed with diabetes way back in college, I called my local branch of the ADA and I was like, look, I was just diagnosed. I don't know what I'm doing. I need you to send me everything you've got. And the lady was like, I got you. Sure enough, because we didn't have the internet like we have it now, package arrived in the mail like a week later. She included every single freaking pamphlet. Like everything she could get her hands on. There was one of everything in that bag. So I'll give him that. But yeah, I am more than willing to look elsewhere for information. She sent me everything for type 1 diabetes, which I didn't have. Type 2 diabetes, which I did have. And it did pretty much go along with what I had been diagnosed with. That said, because of how quickly information changes, a lot of it was kind of out of date within a couple of years, but at least I had something to go on, so it was a start. Matcha strawberry. Oh, Clausy, why are you giving me ideas? Why are you giving me ideas? Hi. Yes, yes. Maybe that was my problem. And, you know, if anything, I just went along with it because I'm like, I guess that was supposed to, you know, that was just how it was. You see, what else? That's true. That's true. Oh yeah. That, yeah. Heiberg, you were totally right. There wasn't very much about coping with it in real life. There's a lot of information, useful info. But yeah. Yeah. JDF, I'm gonna have to check with them more. And it's very, very easy to simply think of the ADA as, you know, the end all be all. But really, I didn't know they had a name change. I'm trying to cook off some of this sauce because I don't want this to be too watery, but wow. So what kind of things did you end up doing, Serena? I'm curious. Hello, hello, mama. How are you, baby? Okay, little mama. I have a job for you. You ready? You ready? Okay. When you pop into my chat, after I say hello to you, if Thorn is around, I would like you to go up to her and kiss her on the forehead and tell her that it's from Jane. That is your mission, should you choose to accept it. Oh my goodness. Raiders, 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 Raiders. Hey y'all, I'm Jane. This is my kitchen. I make soul food from around the world. And tonight, I'm cleaning out my freezer. Hello, Shayna. How are you, babe? I am making some bulgogi from Costco. Let's start there. And I am now about to make a side dish of green beans and spinach with garlic and onions in order to sort of give us something leafy to eat. That's, yeah. Y'all, if you have not followed the cooking class Pour, he's an amazing human being. And, you know, we bond. Southern blood and all that. You know how it goes, right? Right? Okay. So, follow. You should do that. Like, right now. Like, his food is freaking amazing, and he makes ice cream like nobody's freaking business, yo. Do the thing. Okay, thank you, Serena. I appreciate that. Chilaquila is verde. Ooh, pineapple mojo chicken, cheese, some over medium eggs, and a fresh salsa verde. And cilantro for garnish. I'll ignore the cilantro. That sounds so freaking good. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I am normally not a fan of chilaquiles. However, I would try yours. Totally try yours. I didn't do the shout out. I saw something go by, Claw, so maybe it did, but not the way we intended. Ice cream tomorrow, Shayna? Really? What kind? Right, Shayna? Totally. Mint something. I'll take it. And here's the funny thing. Y'all, just so you know, CCP has more experience in the kitchen than I do. He's like worked professionally as a chef. I'm a home chef who pays attention to stuff. He's taught me a few things. I am more than happy to admit that. There is no shame in it. Ooh, you rendered bacon fat and made dishes with bacon. Heck yeah. Oh, T1D. Heiberg, that's the group that had a booth at TwitchCon, am I right? And they had a video game? Oh, that's the secret. See, y'all, I learned something today. You over-fry the chips so they don't get fully soggy. They still have texture left after 30 minutes of sitting on the plate. Brilliant. Genius. Didn't go, okay, fair. The one in Las Vegas, they had a booth. And yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. Thank you for telling me about that. Hey, nothing wrong with keeping bacon fat for future sometimes you just gotta know where your bacon fat is, man. The food he makes is insane, huh? I'm into it. Hyberg, thank you for sharing that humble bundle. I can speak. I swear. I can. Seriously. Garden apple mint chocolate chip brownie chunk ice cream topped with crumbled thin mint cookies. Ooh. That sounds amazing. There's another fun fact. I normally don't like mint ice cream, but I would eat that. You did hear mint. You were not wrong, Shayna. Nope, you were not wrong at all. Wow, they put him in charge of the kitchen when the main chef isn't there? That's kind of awesome. Huh. Oh. You know what, Hammer? I should have known that. You know what? We might need to make that happen, Kyberg. I'll give JD a break so I don't have to constantly nag him about gaming with me. We need to do that. Yes. Let's hit each other up on Discord. Hammer, I went to a Ren fair years ago, and there was someone there who was selling mint plants. And I was educated. I learned that there was chocolate mint, there's a pineapple mint, I'm pretty sure you had an apple mint, and a bunch of other plants. Ooh, I can't wait to see that, Clausy. Cannot wait to see the map. And the pineapple mint plant, I loved its leaves. They smelled so good. I never did figure out how to use them properly, but they smelled so good. My mom took my pineapple mint plant and planted it in her backyard, and she fell in love with it because it has the prettiest scarlet flowers. Apple mint, chocolate mint, and spearmint. Well, there you go. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Totally makes sense. All right, y'all, we are about to do some stir fry. I'm gonna get out my sesame oil and my regular oil. Chocolate mint can be tasty. Where do you want your character to live in the map? I respect it. Ooh. Clausy, I usually do city, but that's me. Because you can usually get to anywhere. And Clausy, it's good to hear that the cheesecake at your brother's shop is delicious. Hee. Hello, Big Cub. How are you? Thank you, Shayna. I appreciate that. Okay. So now I'm going to get out my bag of spinach in a minute, because the first thing I need to do that smells amazing. Lift, how are you? I'm doing okay, Big Cub. Good to see you. See you around, Kyberg. Thank you. I try, Shayna. I try. Yes. With me, I would probably miss everything ChatTTS said. So there's no point in me having it up. Boy. Okay, so I am smelling this sesame oil. Do the Carlton. Forehead kisses we're giving. Yay! All right, let me pause the music and I will do a Carlton. Hold on. All right, Carlton vibes. It's all about the vibes, man. All right, let me move this chair so I don't kill myself. Welcome in. Better late than never, right? There you go. No streamers were harmed in the making of this stream. True. Okay, so my oil is hot. Let's go ahead and stir fry some vegetables. And I do believe that is the last thing I need to do for this stream. Shoot the cat. Ugh. Let's see if Kitty is going to behave or not. Lately, she has not been down with coming into the kitchen. Let's see what happens. Mocha! Mocha? Just gonna look at me funny. Where? Y'all, she's sitting on the bed and looking at me. Hello? Fine. She has decided that she is not going to participate today. Meister, if you want to pick another redemption, I will give it to you for free since Kitty is not participating today. Now, here's the funny part, y'all. If I'm not streaming and she knows I'm in the kitchen, she'll come in and meow at me. Right? Apparently, she got unionized for treats. I don't know how she did that, but it's a thing. Sometimes you don't want to participate in life either. So, Hedda, you already know what the deal is with that. Kitty is being a pain in the booty. All right, so we're gonna fry up some more onions. We're gonna throw some more garlic in here in a minute. And then we're gonna throw in our green beans and then our spinach, and we'll be good to go. All right, 5 minutes till more ads. Just because I can. Adding some crushed sesame powder, which I will need to get more of shortly. You know what I just realized? I have not put any salt or pepper on anything yet. To be fair, the bulgogi already had, some seasoning in it, like it had its marinade. But I should probably add some salt and pepper to this. Yup. She was out of the room. I had some work to do yesterday and I did my work. She stayed out of the room for the whole time I was working. Then I decided I wanted to take a nap. So I got on my bed and I was minding my own business, about to fall asleep. All of a sudden, she comes in, meow. I'm like, really? You ignored me all day. All day. Now you want my attention. Really? Okay. So annoying. Of course, she may have regretted her decision because a couple minutes later, I grabbed her and put flea medication on her. So, there was that. Okay, so we are stir frying these onions. I am totally a cat mama. She forgave me though. I gave her treats right after, so she doesn't hate me as much as she could. So how's everybody doing? How's your day been? Hope y'all are well. Hey. Good. I'm glad you're doing well, little mama. Makes me happy. Cats and dog are all good. Good, good. Very good. That's a positive. Making dessert now. Rice pudding to go with some canned peaches. I might end up making myself a bowl of sliced strawberries, honey, and cottage cheese after this is over. We'll see. I have 2 containers of strawberries, which is JD's favorite fruit. He loves strawberries more than anything else. You know who's barely touched them? JD. You know who's eating her way through both cartons? Me. Okay. I'm gonna put this in the dishwasher so it can whoosh. Whoosh. Along with the other stuff. Y'all, I tried to do something cool and etch my brand new travel cup that I paid like 20 bucks for. And I'm still kind of mad about the fact that I paid 20 bucks for it. Because to me, that's really freaking expensive, but I digress. So I tried to etch it. I used like paint remover. It did not work. Like, nothing happened. I washed the paint remover off. Didn't do a thing. So I'm gonna have to come up with something else. Either that or try it again. All right. Salt and pepper. I'll save the last of the sesame powder. Mocha the cat stages a kitchen coup. Does it count? Well, I'll ask again once the break is over. So does it count? Good night, big cub. Sleep well. Does it count as a kitchen coup if you never come in? Asking for my cat? All right, so now we are adding all of these green beans, what's left of them anyway. Giganto bag of spinach. This is a good thing about buying spinach in bulk, y'all. You're not gonna run out for a while. Okay, that takes care of that. OMG, it's Pete! It's Pete! OMG! Hi, Pete. How you doing, Pete? It's been a while. I'm doing okay. There you go. Hey, I think this dish is done. Let's take that off the heat. Let's turn off the heat. Let's see. Okay, so let me educate you. Okay. So the dish I made with the green beans is, the shorthand version is bokhyum, the Korean dish. Now, it doesn't necessarily have spinach in it. That's the recipe I followed. Felt a little bad for splurging $13 on a silicone popsicle mold with topper sticks because your old plastic would... Yes, frozen watermelon juice and crushed strawberries all day, every day, no problem. Peta is right, Pete. It is a rice bowl dish. It is basically rice topped with marinated stir-fried beef and garlic. So that's what that is. I'm gonna have you guys hang with me a little bit longer, just a little bit, because I'm pretty certain JD is not done yet or anywhere close to it. Hey, yo, Pete. Guess what? I have booze. I have a couple mixers. So I'm just gonna tell you what the mixers and the booze is. Still need to update that. The bar has vodka, whiskey, rum, lemon and lime juice, and Coke. Does not have ginger ale. But I do have Sprite. Booze. So Pete, you get first dibs on what I drink, because inevitably when you bring that up, I'm out of booze. Right now, I'm drinking green tea with gin. Coke and rum? Let's do it. Now I have space. All right, let's get some ice out. How are you doing, Crawdad? Crawdad. That L keeps looking like an I to me. I have problems. Anyway. I don't know what just happened with his game, but so most of you know that JD and I have been playing GTA 5. You're not the only one who sees it. Okay, it's not just me. Good. I feel better now. So we've been playing GTA 5. And we have been playing the enhanced version. So that means that now we PC players. That sounds delish, Cruddle. Bacon is good. We PC players get to play the version that I think Xbox and Switch players, I think it's available on Switch, get to play. He brought Sprite flavored Tic Tacs because you didn't specify. I'm so sorry, Hedda. Ew. So we get to see things like animals in the game, which we didn't do before. Pete, which kind of Coke do you want me to get? I have orange cream, cherry, and regular. You get to choose. What was I gonna say? So we get animals in the game. Everything from cute little cats to cows to deer to cougars who will kill you. You choose. Okay. I'm gonna go with cherry because I'm a pain. Sprite is making Sprite plus tea. Fair. And there's one mission that JD and I were running. And the antagonist shot me dead in the car. He was not happy. So I get transported to the other side of the road down the street. He's still dealing with the antagonist. He's like, hey, can you shoot them? I'm like, with what? And where? He's like, did it move you? Yes. I am now on the other side of the street of you. So he managed to kill them all by himself. And then did a U-turn and picked me up. But yeah, that was entertaining. Oh, you know what? You're lucky, bro. You are so lucky right now. You know why you're so lucky? Because the bot didn't catch you. But you're out. Gosh, I haven't had one of those in a long time. I'm back, y'all. Aw, that's so cute, Hedda. I bet the foxes are super, super. I just happen to be standing near the keyboard. That's all. What I love, I'm just going to sit down for 5 minutes because I can. What I love is being in Beja Nash's stream. I'm a mod there. If y'all don't know who Beja Nash is, she is a Twitch streamer, and she is in Canada. I want to say Ontario. She is also an e-girl, and she has, how shall I put this delicately, images on, shall we say, other platforms. I joined her Instagram. It's interesting. There's a picture of her on her Instagram, her most recent one, where she is sitting, her pants are down, her back is to the camera, and there's this great shot of her butt. She got a nice butt. I'll give her that. And my comment, when I first saw the picture, my brain went, oh, what a lovely Renaissance era painting. I wonder who the artist is. And then I looked closer and went, that's not a paint. Oh. And I told her that. She's like, I feel bad because I'm convinced I'm just messing up your algorithm. And I'm like, don't even worry. I'm the one who joined your Instagram. It's on me. I really did think it was a painting for a minute. I did. So, being a mod in her channel, I try to be a little more lenient than I am in my own channel. That is, I mean, it is a compliment to be compared to a Renaissance painting. And I try to be a little bit more lenient. There are a lot of times where she will just call people out. Sometimes that's enough. Sometimes the mods have to get involved. But the mods who were there before me are a lot faster than I am because they have a better understanding of what she will and will not put up with. So while I'm sitting there dithering, 3 people got banned. I'm like, well, shoot, I'm slow today. That's true. It can't ask for a better compliment. Very true. But yeah, if you want to watch someone who is funny and very nerdy, if you ask her about Warhammer 40K, get ready for a deluge of info. Just someone who's a great ROM. She's got a wonderful kid. And likes playing video games. And I will simply say, Hedda, that art is in the eye of the artist and the beholder. So, it could happen. It could absolutely happen. But yeah, you should absolutely check her out. Let me give her a shout out while I can. Atalanoa! So far, so good, Ari. It has been a while. Good to see you. Did I do that right? I did it right. Okay. Yes. But yeah, she's really funny and she's a lot of fun. When she plays Just Dance, y'all. When she plays Just Dance. Now, she's got a nice butt. And she's very busty. I'm just going to put it that way. Of course, the goal of the folks who are new to the channel while she's playing Just Dance is to get her to jiggle as much as possible. And they hate to see me coming. They hate to see me show up because I will pick the most chill, simple dance that doesn't involve any jumping. And the more people complain, the more songs I will request like that. Yes, I can be petty on occasion. I'm terrible. Anyway. So yeah, you should definitely check her out. She's a lot of fun. She can be distracting. She can be very distracting. But here's the trick, Pete. Here's what you do, right? Okay. So you go to her channel, right? And then you pick another tab. So you can hear her voice, but you can't see her. You're condoning my pettiness in this particular regard. I respect it. No problem, Hedda. This is actually reminding me that I have not done a Just Dance stream in a very, very long time. And I should do it. If for no other reason, I need the workout. I should be exercising more, and I am not. Hey, it works for me. Okay, so there was one point where JD and I were driving back from Santa Cruz. And I pulled up, I call her Bay. I pulled up Bay's stream and I was just going to listen to it on the ride home. And JD's like, who's that? I'm like, oh, Bayesian Ash. And I told him a little bit about her, blah, 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 blah. Do a yoga stream like Michelle. Maybe that's what I need to do next. Have I done the... I've actually done yoga streams before. And the funny part is, I did it after my first and second surgery on this hand. So I'm trying, I can't put my full weight on this hand, so I'm holding myself up, trying to do a plank. It was interesting. But I got very good at maintaining my balance on one arm. And apparently there are alternate versions of the plank where you can get on your forearms. So that worked better. But yeah. So he found out about Bay and he's like, aren't you distracted? I'm like, no. I know I need to keep my eyes on the road. I'm just listening. Because I want to hear her, you know, play. I forget what she was playing. I think she was playing Tarkov or something, which I'd never played before. No problem, Atella Noah. Do the thing. Okay, I have stalled long enough. I think JD is still gaming. Just a little. Tiny bit. But yeah, she's a really sweet person, and I was joking with JD about, you know, if we ever decide that we need to get out of here and go to Canada, I've always told her, hey, if I happen to be in your area, in your province, let me know. I will gladly come over and cook for you. She's like, yeah, sure, no problem. I've just been giving her, hey, guess what? I'm in your area. Want me to come over and cook for you and the kid? Welcome back, Lyft. Welcome back. Okay. I have stalled long enough, y'all. I'm gonna make myself a teeny weeny itty bitty little plate just so I can taste it. I have not tasted a single thing. Chris, hello. How are you? And folks, think about who you want to see next. Good to hear. Oh, yeah. Especially when I discovered the, what do you call it? The co-working community. Oh, yeah. That's been my go-to. And occasionally you can catch me doing co-working streams, too. All right, so here's my little bowl. Let's see how this is. It was better than I expected, y'all. You've been playing Pac-Man? Original or something else, Chris? This is bulgogi. The meat you see here, this is bulgogi. So basically, beef marinated in a sauce with garlic and onions. Original! Chris, I still have my 2600, my Atari 2600, with my original cartridges. The green leafy thing, Ari, that you see in the bowl, that is a stir-fry dish of spinach, onions, and green beans in soy sauce and sesame oil. Yeah, bulgogi is amazing. It is so good. We need to make this happen in your life, Chris. Yeah, especially with white rice. I am purposely not eating any of my rice right now because I'm going to try and save that for eating with JD. You know what, Ari? I bet this could be made with a thick fish. A very thick, firm fish. I could see that. I bet it's good, too. Stir frying it. The fish would be done in a fraction of the amount of time. Something with a mild flavor, maybe not too strong, because you do want the marinade to complement it. Oh, I'm sorry, Lived. That was really good. Again, better than I expected. The bulgogi, though, really sets it off. Oh, yeah. I know some people who prefer their rice and their noodles plain. I used to love rice with just butter and salt. But, yeah, with stuff on it, it's way better. Okay, chat, help me out. Do we go find someone else who's cooking? Or do we find someone who is gaming? Full disclosure, if you vote for gaming, I will more than likely raid my husband. If you vote for food, I will find somebody else. Interesting. That's a very good point, Ari. Very good point. Okay, Liv says gaming. Who else? Thank you, Honey Badger. Okay, Hedda says food. Ari says food. You pick Mr. J. We got a tie, y'all. Somebody break the tie. Always down to see JD. Okay, okay. So in that case, we will go ahead and raid him. Well, actually, you know what? That's still kind of unfair because it's still a tie. I need one more person to vote. We get one more vote, then we can decide. Because Lift already said he wanted gaming. Other person. Okay, Honey Badger. Doesn't matter, it's approaching. You're going to bed anyway. Rock, paper, scissors. You choose all of the above. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Honey Badger, are you voting for food then? Because you told me to keep cooking. Which one do you want? Food, okay. This chat has spoken. To food. Ooh, ha 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 ha. All right, let's see who is on. Food is good, man. Food is good, yo. Y'all, we may have a slight problem here. Uh-oh. Guess what? Most of the cooking streamers? Wait, what is stream called? What? Who? What? Which stream? I am confused. Well, you know what? Gamers, you may get your wish. It is Jay Dorrance. In fact, hold on. Boom. What do you mean the shoutouts are on cooldown? Forget you, Dan. Anyway, looks like we're going to be raiding my husband anyway because nobody's cooking tonight. Why is this happening? I don't understand, but it is what it is. That sounds delicious, Ari. Okay. In your face, chat. In your face. Rigged! Okay. So we are going to start this raid. And what are we doing? We are going to do raid calls. Here's the third raid call. Clearly, clearly. I'm a Nepo wife. There we go. Can't call myself a Nepo baby. Doesn't work like that. All right, y'all. We are going to raid Jay Dorrance. I'm going to try and do this before this ad begins. Thank you for being here. I'm going to see you all on Thursday. And I have no idea what I'm cooking, but it might be a pizza. We'll see. If it's cool, we're making a pizza. All right. So we're out of here in 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.